Good day! You have come to this part. I know that you have already read the presentation that was written in the module. So, for this part, we are just going to dig a little bit deeper about conventional and digital learning materials. So first, let's talk about conventional learning materials. So conventional learning materials are learning materials that do not require digital technologies. So example of this are textbooks, printed worksheets, charts, and flashcards. So for you to be able to understand it easily, conventional learning materials can also be referred to as traditional learning materials. And conventional learning materials is still important in elementary education because it is accessible, easy to use, and it helps develop basic skills such as reading, writing, and numeracy. So conventional learning materials can be known for its practicality and accessibility because conventional learning materials do not require things like internet connection or digital technologies, just like I have already said earlier. So teachers can use it when they are teaching in a faraway town or in a school that is far away from any urbanized civilization. However, it has its own limitation. So conventional learning materials cannot be updated easily. There may be information that has already changed throughout the years, or there may be contents from a textbook that's already proven not effective throughout the years. However, I think that there is a very little chance of that. The only main concern or main limitation or major limitation of conventional learning materials is the engagement of the younger generation or what we call the digital natives because we know that they are more engaged in a digital or in a technology based instruction, so their engagement or their interactivity is still questionable when you use conventional learning materials. And now let's talk about digital learning materials. So digital learning materials, from the word itself, are learning resources that are created or delivered using digital tools or technologies. So example of this learning materials are the media that you can be found in YouTube videos like photos and Google Docs, Google Forms, or the online courses that you can find in LinkedIn. The most notable thing about digital learning materials is that it helps make the lives and works of teachers and students easier. So the students can work at their own time, at their own pace, they can work from their home. And as for the teachers can give presentations, activities, assignments without needing the face-to-face interaction. But then again, it has its own limitation. So digital learning materials require stable internet connection and access to devices. So when you use it for an activity or a discussion, some student may not be able to participate because they don't have access to the internet and they don't have their own devices. Especially those who live in a faraway community which don't have that kind of access. So now the question is, what learning materials you should use? Should you use conventional learning materials or should you use digital learning materials? Let me give you some tips. So here are the three things that you need to consider before selecting your learning materials. So the first one is lesson objectives. Why does it matter? Lesson objectives define what learners must know or achieve at the end of the lesson, and materials must directly support that outcome. So, when the lesson objective said that the students should be able to draw a figure, you are going to give a learning materials just like pencil, paper, or any other art materials and not prepare a PowerPoint presentation because that would be a material mismatch. So the key principle of lesson objective is objectives determine the content, materials serve or help to achieve the objective and not the other way around. So the second one is learning needs. Why does it matter? Learner differs in ability, prior knowledge, pace, and learning styles. Material must match these differences to support understanding. For example, beginning readers need large printed text and visuals to help them improve their reading skills. And advanced learners can handle text-heavy materials or independent digital tasks because they have the prior knowledge and skills to manipulate digital learning materials. The key principle of learning needs is instruction adapts to learners. Learners do not adapt to poorly chosen materials.
So the third one is teaching context. Why does it matter? Context includes time, resources, environment, and technology availability. A material that works in one setting may fail in another. For example, a teacher who is teaching in a community with no access to the internet or devices cannot use digital learning materials because the learners won't be able to participate to such activities. The key principle of teaching context is instructional decisions must be grounded in the actual teaching environment, available resources, and classroom conditions to ensure that learning materials can be implemented effectively.
And that would be all. I hope you learned something from this video and you may continue to the activity of this module. Thank you.